Frida madam, Guruji is joined from Nepal, already there in the session. You can start the introduction.
Good afternoon, everyone. Buddha was once asked, "What have you gained from meditation?" He replied, "Nothing." However, Buddha said, "Let me tell you what I have lost: anger, anxiety, depression, insecurities, fear of old age and death." A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to each and every one of you all present for the introduction session on right view meditation. And to do the honors, we have amongst us the most venerable Acharya Dhammapala Guruji. Pranam Guruji. We also have amongst us Sir Govind Parvatkar, Chairman, Goa Education Development Corporation, Sir Brijesh Rodkar, GM, and Srimati Varsha Naik, staff, supervisors, and counselors of Goa Education Development Corporation. The mission of CRVM is to teach right view and mind cultivation through mindfulness and purification techniques and establish right view in the mind. This leads to a calm, composed, alert, active, and a peaceful mind, ultimately contributing to the world peace. And to do the honors, we are blessed to have amongst us the most venerable Acharya Dhammapala Guruji, founder of Center for Right View Meditation. Guruji was born in Mundalahalli, a small village near Bangalore, on the 20th of July 1970. Venerable Guruji had a penchant for spiritual exploration since his childhood. His inclination led Venerable Guruji to seek and practice under various spiritual masters with diverse ideologies and philosophies. After completing his formal studies, Venerable Acharya started his own organization and successfully integrated spiritual knowledge into social work. While pursuing a PhD in ecological sciences, Guruji realized the importance of ecosystem services and pro nature activities. Guruji founded VK to promote tree culture, organic farming, herbal medicine, alternative health system, and environmental conservation. Venerable Guruji was a part of the World Family Movement for almost 20 years, during which Guruji experimented in methodical ways to understand the intricacies of the mind. Guruji was also involved in handling different levels of intelligence, working with mentally retarded children as well as child prodigies. Guruji was additionally engaged in services such as tree culture, organic farming, herbal medicines, promoting eco-friendly environment, training individuals with intellectual disabilities, fostering interreligious harmony, stress management, and conducting personality development programs. All of these social and spiritual services led by Venerable Guruji to realize that cultivation and purification of the mind, understanding the mind, and learning about its magnanimity are core essentials for human beings. which have been often overlooked. None of these organizations address the deep hunger or thirst to understand the mind. Subsequently, Venerable Guruji began exploring Buddha's techniques and traveled to different countries. During Guruji's he became an ordained monk. Being a monk provided Guruji with more time, space, and opportunities to dwell and work on the mind. Venerable Guruji encountered powerful masters in Burma, Myanmar, Thailand, and Malaysia. Guruji also traveled to several South and Southeast Asian countries to learn advanced meditation techniques in centers like Pa Aung, Shwe Omin, and Panditarama. Through rigorous practices and study, Guruji developed composite and holistic techniques for mind development, enabling lay practitioners to progress spiritually with an ease. Over the past 20-25 years, Venerable Guruji has helped transform lives of more than 1 lakh people, guiding them to achieve health and happiness and peace of mind through the cultivation of right view. A pure, balanced, and a healthy mind leads to a healthy body. The body and mind are highly interconnected. Any imbalance in the mind will affect the body and vice versa. By working on your mind, most bodily issues can be balanced or taken care of. A calm, composed, alert, and active mind brings peace to life. Each individual with a peaceful mind contributes to the world peace. With this vision, CRVM aims to establish meditation centers all over the world. A disturbed mind is prone to making wrong decisions and can create disturbance in the world. The best way to establish world peace is by cultivating peace within your own mind. This requires continuous efforts to eradicate the defilements of the mind. Currently, Venerable Guruji is based in Nepal and teaches mind cultivation techniques worldwide under the banner of CRVM. We are truly honored and blessed to have with us the most venerable Guruji who has taken time out of his busy schedule to be with us today to enlighten us. And without any further delay, I now humbly request Guruji to kindly share his valuable knowledge and words of wisdom with us. Pranam Guruji.
Fine. So we'll start. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa bhavatu sabba mangalam. So, as it was mentioned in the introduction, through meditation you gain nothing, rather you lose so many things. You have to learn this unlearning also. Because unlearning is the foundation for any kind of learning. If you are not skillful in unlearning, you can't learn. Please understand this. So meditation is that art and the science of unlearning. The more you are capable to unlearn, then you are more capable to learn. Just like one exhaust fan, it will take away all the, say, the air inside, let us say, the polluted air or the hot air. So when the air inside is thrown out, then only you will get the fresh air. The same thing with these unlearning techniques also. So meditation is all about unlearning. When you start unlearning, when the mind becomes fresh, when the mind becomes free from lot of, say, clumsiness, lot of information, lot of conflicting information, then you can't learn. Point number one. Point number two, the inner abilities of the mind, they will not be like, say, they will not be exposed, they will not come out, they will not flourish, they will not grow. Creativity, out of box thinking, innovativeness, confidence. When there is clumsiness in the mind, you don't have that clear confidence also. When there is no clarity, then there is no confidence also. So to get that clarity, you should learn how to let go the things, how to unlearn the things. So let us say there is a whiteboard here. So if many teachers, they have come and they have written many things on the whiteboard. Again, if I start writing something on this whiteboard, then it becomes like very clumsy, messy. What I have to do? I have to simply erase it first. I have to clean that whiteboard. And then I have to start writing what I am supposed to write, what I have to write. So in that way, cleansing the things is very much important to grow whatever you want to grow. Just like in agriculture also, in farming also. First we have to clean the field. We have to remove the weeds, we have to soften the soil by tilling, by cultivating. Then if that soil is ready with that cleanliness, with that softening, then you can grow whatever you want to grow. If there are a lot of weeds, if the soil is very hard, there you can't grow whatever you want to grow. The world will teach us so many things. The world will teach us lot of information about every damn thing in the world, starting from, say, oceanography, deep inside the ocean, what is there, about the stars, about the planets, about the galaxies, starting from the atoms, atomic energy, to all kinds of, say, study about the animals, birds, geography, politics, international relations, history, 1 million things. We take that information in our schools, in our education system. But many a times it becomes clumsiness. It becomes like, say, there will be some conflict also in the information. And the mind gets filled and there is no space for the inner wisdom to arise, the inner wisdom to come out from within. Because of that reason, one should learn how to let go the things, how to clean your brain, how to, just like a mirror, just like this clean whiteboard. When that cleanliness, that emptiness is there, from that emptiness, lot of creativity, lot of confidence, lot of clarity, lot of efficiency, productivity, ability to synthesize the information, everything comes from letting go, from the fresh mind. All the accidental discoveries, all the serendipity, you might have heard of serendipity, all the great discoveries, they were discovered when that particular discoverer, he was simply relaxing, when his mind was empty. You might have heard of this Newton, when he was relaxing under a tree, an apple tree, then he could discover the laws of motion. When this Archimedes, when he was, like, say, relaxing in a swimming pool, there he could discover the Archimedes principle, which is again very, very important principle in physics and chemistry. That way, so many hundreds of discoveries. Actually, they were discovered when the discoverer, he was relaxing. He was, like, say, emptying his mind. He was like calm and composed. So many times we should learn how to use the mind efficiently, and also we should learn how to let go the things efficiently. If we are stuck in that very information, then that clumsiness, then all the problems will start. All the tension, anxiety, worry, stress, fear, everything starts when the mind is struck with lot of information, struck with lot of thoughts, lot of emotions, lot of feelings. when you can't cleanse it, when you can't let go it, then all these modern psychological problems, the mental health issues, not only for the elders or the adults, even for the youngsters, for the students, as counselors, many of you, I came to know that many of you are the counselors who are supposed to work with or working with the students, the teachers. As educationists, you have to deal with a lot of issues faced by the students and also maybe with the teachers, the institutions. So it's all because of the conflict in the ideas, conflict in the thoughts, conflict in the information, conflict in the data that we have received. So to fix the conflict, you should learn this art of meditation also, art of letting go also. Not only for you, from that fresh mind, you can fix the problems. If you teach these techniques to the students and to the teachers and in the education system, like in schools or colleges or whatever institution that you are supposed to work with, so what will happen? From that emptiness, they will find out the solution for their problems, whatever may be the problem, whether it is anxiety or slow learning, attention deficit. Students have all these problems nowadays because of so many reasons, not only because of the overflow of information or too much bombardment with this lot of information. That is one reason. The other reason, in the name of entertainment, in the name of fun, in the name of diversion, in the name of exciting the mind, in the name of having some temptations, some relaxation, a lot of distractions through the mobiles, through even for the sake of experimenting, people or the students get indulged in these drugs, and a lot of addictions, so many kinds of addictions. More than that, this mobile addiction, mobile distraction because of the mobile addiction, and because of competition. So teachers, parents, everybody, they simply compare. You are like this, your friend is like this, your brother is like this, he has scored 99%, he has scored only 98%. What happened to 1%? Each individual is unique. There is no need to compare. We have to see what are the qualities, what are the best things in each one of them, and how to say feed them, how to manure them, how to like say make them to grow and flourish. In that way, there are, of course, as counselors, you may be knowing all these different techniques of say handling individual minds. But the best thing, the best technique, as far as my knowledge is concerned, is the meditation. Meditation is the master key. In Japan, I heard in the educational institutions, they teach meditation. And after the meditation, all these positive thinking techniques, whatever they want to become, all this goal setting and all this positive thinking, so many positive thinking techniques, the steps of success, dreaming, imagining that they have achieved their goal, all those positive things are fed into the minds of the students after meditation. Because after meditation, the mind becomes empty, mind becomes still, mind becomes settled, mind becomes calm, like a fertile land. So in that fertile land, if you sow the seed, the clean fertile land, then automatically that seed will grow and it will become a bumper crop. The same way, after meditation, whatever these counseling techniques or positive thinking techniques that you want to say teach or adopt and apply, they work better after meditation. That is the point. So from that calm mind, composed mind, fertile mind, mind free from conflicts, the mind free from confusions. So from that state, actually, all the ingenuity, all the virginality of the child that individual's mind, that will start arising, that will start flourishing, that will start coming up, growing up. Because of that reason, meditation is the master key. For two reasons. One is to bring out the best from the individual's mind, that is point number one. Point number two is to let go all these conflicting ideas, distracting ideas, addictive ideas, because of which the mind has become dull, mind has become, like say, lost interest in what it is supposed to do, like in studies or whatever curricular or extracurricular things, where they have to use their mind. The mind will, let us say, it has lost interest in all those things because it has been carried away in those tempting or exciting aspects that they are like getting carried away through mobile or through competition or through tension or through worrying, which lead to all these modern day problems like this attention deficit, slow learning. So this kind of problems, though some students you might have seen, they may be very intelligent, but they completely lack the attention. My mind is simply like getting carried away in some imaginary dreamy world. They will be there in their dreamy world. There is a problem called this schizophrenia. That I have seen nowadays among the students also. They create their own dream world and they get carried away in that dream world. So that kind of say mental abnormalities, which because of this overexposure to a lot of information, point number one, a lot of this exciting things to which the individual minds are exposed through mobiles, and a lot of addictions, because of which again the mind becomes dull or dumb or inattentive, very, very effective, in a most authoritative way. So one is to make the mind more brilliant by digging into its originality, by exposing it to its original abilities through meditation. That is one point. Second point is to protect the mind from these distractions, addictions, excitements. In the name of happiness, the mind gets carried away in this kind of excitements and addictions. To protect the mind from that kind of excitements and addictions, again, this meditation will come to your rescue. As an individual also, you can make use of these meditation techniques. And as a counselor, as an educationist also, you can make use of these techniques to teach these things effectively to the students and thereby help them to protect their minds, to build their minds, to balance their minds, to develop their minds. Meditation is the master key. And what are these right view meditations and what exactly we teach and how we can go about this and thereby how you can become the teachers of this right view meditation so that you can impart this knowledge to your students or your institutions, that we will see quickly. Now our coordinators, they can show these slides about our right view meditation course, about the different meditations that we teach pertaining to the four faculties of the mind, and then how we can learn these things that we will see later. So generally all the wise people, starting from the time of Buddha discovered that there are four faculties, main faculties in the mind. So they are the awareness component of the mind, the ability of the mind to be in the present moment, to let go about the past and the future, and which is the main reason for mind getting carried away in the thoughts about the future, thoughts about the past, and that leads to a lot of these so-called emotional, psychological issues, like your say worry, fear, tension, all these things. It's about the past or it's about the future. It's not about the present. If the mind is in the present, definitely all these obsessive thoughts or compulsive thoughts, like this thought about some fear, or some worrisomeness, they will go away. So that's what one has to work upon. One has to cultivate the mind to be in the present moment, be aware, be alert, be heedful, be mindful. That's what we are going to learn in our right view meditation techniques. Meditativeness, as I told you, it is the ability of the mind uh, to completely involve in whatever you are doing. Mindfulness, meditativeness means to completely involve in whatever you are doing. You are reading, completely involved in reading. You are listening, completely involved in listening. You are playing, completely involved in playing. Work while you work, play while you play. One at a time, completely involving. That is what is meditativeness or mindfulness. And all these awareness meditations, there are so many, hundreds of awareness meditations. Of course, one has to learn those meditation in a step-by-step manner. All these meditations, they will help us to establish in the present moment and to involve in whatever you are doing completely, 100%. So in that way, this awareness faculty of the mind should be cultivated, developed. The second component of the mind is the feeling component. The feelings are again, there are negative feelings and positive feelings. Anger, hatred, jealousy, all these things are negative feelings. Again, they will weaken the mind. And they will actually completely corrupt the mind. Because of which again, lot of these psychological issues or modern day issues like attention deficit, slow learning, all these things are very much possible when the mind is full of this kind of negative emotions and negative feelings like anger, hatred, jealousy, competitiveness, too much competitiveness. And to substitute these things with, let us say, compassion, friendliness, loving kindness, appreciation. So those again can be cultivated as meditations. Loving kindness or friendliness or metta, there is one meditation called Maitri Bhavana. If you practice that, then the mind is full of these friendly feelings, these benevolent feelings, or these goodwill feelings. There's something called Mudita Bhavana. It's a feeling of appreciativeness. How to appreciate the right things, the success or the achievements of others, the good qualities of others. That is also a virtue. That also has to be cultivated in a systematic way. So that's what we are going to learn in this so-called second component of the mind. So by practicing these different feelings or right emotions or right feeling meditations, we can develop the second component of the mind. And the third component of the mind is the reacting mind or the doing mind. The first one is the being mind, the ability to still the mind. The third component is to put all the josh in whatever you are doing. The first one is about the hosh, the awareness. And the doing mind, confidence, enthusiasm, that is the josh. One should have that enthusiasm, that energy levels, that confidence levels also. So how to build those confidence levels? Again, there are so many meditations that we are going to teach in these right view meditation courses. And the fourth faculty of the mind is the perception or the clarity. Many times we don't know what is happiness, what is the cause of happiness, what is suffering, what is the cause of suffering, what gives the relatively permanent happiness, what is the cause of success, what is the cause of failure, what is success, what is failure, what is the cause of success, what is the cause of failure. There are so many things which are simply very clumsy or which are very confusing. Again, our students our youngsters are stuck in these confusions. Where exactly is the true happiness? In the name of happiness, they get stuck in a lot of addictions, a lot of temptation itself, they think it as happiness. Again, the mind gets completely carried away in the temptation and it will lose all its attentiveness, all its mindfulness, all its confidence, all its compassion. Then such a mind will become a useless mind. So that kind of perception is nothing but how best the right knowledge or the right clarity about what is good, what is bad, what is beneficial, what is not beneficial, what is happiness, what is not happiness. All this clarity, there are again so many meditations. As meditations we can practice. So in that way, these four faculties of the mind, at least some four meditations, if they can learn, then that integrity, that integrated approach to the mind, one will achieve, and that will help them in balancing the mind, controlling the mind, calming the mind, using the mind in the best possible way, wherever it has to be used, enthusiastically, compassionately, confidently, with clarity, with consciousness. In these four faculties of the mind, through correct meditations, through right meditations. We call this as right view meditations because in these meditations there is no like one pre-meditative ideas or some preconditioned ideas. So I meditate on this deity or that deity or this japa or that japa. No. It is like approaching truthfully, honestly, with bare awareness towards one's own mind without any some preconditioning or pre-ideas or premeditativeness. Then the role of religion will come into picture. But working at the mind absolutely with the open mind, with an objective mind, working on the mind with an objective mind, without any preconditions, without any pre-beliefs, without any belief systems, simply penetrating into this ocean of different faculties of the mind, different abilities of the mind, knowing what are the enemies or the weaknesses of the mind, knowing what are the friends or the strengths of the mind, and substituting the weaknesses, enemies of the mind with the strengths of the mind. That's what is this approach. All mind-centered approach. So this is actually the middle path approach or the mind-centered approach, where you are avoiding the extreme approaches of like say some external powers supporting us, or only the body. Body is one extreme, body and the sensual things is one extreme. Of course, we have to make use of this body and the sensual things and the sense pleasures, sense objects. Through science and technology and all these things, we have to make use of this. And the other extreme is simply depending on some belief systems. Sometimes we may have to make use of that kind of belief systems also to some extent. But the mind or the mind-centered approach is in the middle, is in the center of this body and these belief systems or these religious systems. So in between these two, this mind-centered approach is there. So plunging into these different dimensions of the mind, different abilities of the mind, thereby fixing our own mental limitations, mental weaknesses, negativities. That is what is this approach. This is mind-centered approach. That's why we call it as the right view approach, where we are not depending on the other two extremes too much. To some extent we will use them, but we are working on the mind by using the mind itself. So this is what is this right view approach or mind-centered approach. All these things we are using the intelligence. Awareness is also a kind of intelligence. So we have to make use of this awareness intelligence to develop our awareness. We have to make use of our emotional intelligence to develop our true wholesome emotions. We have to make use of this confidence intelligence to develop our confidence. We have to make use of our analytical intelligence to develop clarity or this perception intelligence. So in that way, all these different techniques, they are mind-centered. One can of course realize these things very easily. Even small kids. I worked with mentally retarded children to the child prodigies. All kinds of intelligence I worked and I applied and used these techniques. It works very effectively. I worked with so many like institutions also in Bangalore and in Hyderabad, in Delhi, in Mumbai also. Mumbai we are planning, Delhi, Kolkata. So in so many education institutions also we started, we worked, and it has given absolutely very say more than expected. The best results we could get when we started using these techniques, applying these techniques among youngsters, among students, especially those like say who are slow learners, who have this attention deficit, who are having these addictions, different kinds of addictions, different kinds of bad habits, who are very much distracted by a lot of these external influences. For such people, we started conducting these different workshops, and it has given us very good results in all our programs, in all the institutions. In that way, it is like say it is left to you if you want to experiment these techniques and if you want to teach these techniques to the students. You are most welcome. So we will help you how to learn these things, learn these techniques, and how to import these techniques in your institutions also. And it will take some 16 hours to introduce these techniques, either to the counselors or these educationists. And again, of course, for the students also, to teach these things some 16 hours. The basic course, again, there are so many advanced courses also. The basic course to introduce these, at least a few techniques pertaining to all these four faculties of the mind, and thereby developing a balance in all these four faculties, and discovering the true mental capabilities in these four faculties, thereby achieving the superior happiness, true happiness. Happiness and success, they go together. If the mind is more balanced, under control also, mind control, true mental happiness, true success, all these things, they go together. So to achieve all these things, this meditativeness, mindfulness, or this mind-centered right view meditations, right view approach is the best approach. I experimented with so many other approaches also, with so many other views, but this right view approach of noting, developing the mind in an objective way, that is an authoritative way. So because of that reason, I started teaching this right view techniques. So it took us some 16 hours. So that all those logistics and all, our coordinators, I think they can tell. And if you have some questions, we will see. And then based on your questions, then I will get some idea what exactly you want to know. And then we will see in future how we can plan these programs. Now, if you have some questions, you can ask. We can remove this. So based on your questions, then I will get some idea what exactly you want to know. So all of you are counselors, right? Okay. So what is the major problem that you have come across that you have to go through when you are working with the students? Can you just give me some ideas? The common problem, the major problem among your, say, students that also, yeah, yes, yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Let me tell them.
Yeah.
Guruji,
Please
Pranam.
go ahead.
The voice was, there was an echo in the words. We could not get the words clearly.
Yeah, there is some echo, but it's okay. I can understand. I can hear you. Please go ahead. Yeah.
There is echo, Guruji, echo.
Some
So
echo
we
is
could not
there.
get it clear. Our counselors are joined from their residence.
Yeah, now it's fine.
I requested my staff to join here in the office. My counselors have joined from their residence because this is of the school hours. So I don't know what is their experience, but here in our experience is that the words were echoed, like there was an echo in the, and we could not get you clear. Sorry to
Oh,
say that.
really?
So I started on my mobile. There also it was.
Actually, in the same room, you should use only one device. If you use many devices, that echo will come. So please switch off all other devices. Only one device you use in the one room, then that echo will not come.
No, even I just now I started just to check whether I can
Mic,
hear from.
yeah, all other this mic system also you have to turn off. Yeah, now I can hear you.
We can hear you,
Yeah,
but
now it's clear. Yeah,
the words
now
are
it's
getting.
yeah, now it's clear.
I will leave from my system. So let's see.
You would have told me in the beginning itself. Then we would have made some arrangements, or then otherwise see some 45, 50, 45 minutes. Okay, go ahead, Mr. You have to unmute. Yeah.
So we were having a, issue with the sound quality.
So any feedback from the counselors from their individual uh, devices? And yeah, any yeah, there is a response from one counselor. Guruji, now the stress levels are very high among students. How we can help them through meditation? Yeah, there's a question here. Rabia, there is a question from Rabia. There are a lot of stress levels among students. So how we can help them through meditation? As I told you, stress is because of two reasons. One is because of competition, because of too much information, and you can't let go from one kind of information, one kind of thought process, which comes because of your emotions like competition, or because of too much information also. So meditation is all about letting go. When you are into studying, you can give 100% in studying. When you are in playing, you give 100% in playing. And automatically, there will be no stress. When you are doing one at a time, completely, with complete involvement, then there is no stress, isn't it? When there is some multiplicity, when there is some kind of conflict in the mind, because of two, three things that are going on in the mind, then there is stress. So meditativeness is about this mindfulness. giving your 100% into whatever you are doing. That's what you are going to learn, that's what you are going to train to the students by teaching meditation. So they will learn how to be in whatever they are doing 100%, and automatically that conflicting ideas, competitive ideas, obsessive ideas, and obsessive thought process, it will not be there in the mind. Because this is on cleansing process, as I told you in the beginning of this lecture itself. It's meditativeness of the mind, meditation, it will completely cleanse the mind. So in any meditation, let us say you are practicing one breath meditation or observing the breaths, in breaths and out breaths. The mind is completely busy in noting the breaths. Then there is no possibility, there is no space in the mind to think about any thought process or any competitive idea or any kind of angry thought or any kind of jealous thought, and mind getting carried away in that jealous thought or in that competitive thought. There is no space in the mind. Why? Because the mind is completely involved in being with the breaths. That's what is the training that mind goes through when it is in meditation, when it is in meditativeness, when it is in this training of mindfulness. In that way, there are hundreds of meditation techniques, at least some 16 meditation techniques. If you learn and if you can teach these techniques, it will fit into the different kinds of mindsets, different kinds of temperaments. Some people may be hyperactive, some people may be very slow, some people may be very competitive, some people may be very confused state. They will be having that confused state of mind. For all these different kinds of mindsets, different meditation approaches are there, meditation techniques are there. So accordingly, if we can teach those techniques, then so that inability, that weakness of the mind, that can be addressed, that weakness can be fixed with that particular meditation technique. Just like one particular medicine can cure one particular disease, the same way a particular meditation can fix one particular negativity of the mind, particular negative mindset of the particular student, it can fix. That is the beauty of these right view meditations. There are hundreds, but at least some 16 meditation techniques we teach in the basic course. So more or less, almost all students, they come under these 16 meditation approaches only. So it will help almost 90 to 95% of the students if you teach these 16 meditation techniques. Stress is one thing. Stress is is because of this competition, more competition. And how to cope up with this lot of competition, lot of this kind of too much burden in the name of subjects, in the name of studies. Of course, mind has lot of ability. Not only these 5, 6 or 10 subjects they are studying. The mind can take up and learn and study and become experts in maybe more than 20, 25 subjects at a time. It is possible, but the mind should be in a very calm and composed state. Then it can pick up so many subjects. I remember when I was in Bangalore, there were some experiments, one spiritual organization. They started teaching 12 languages. You can't just imagine this. But the human mind is so powerful. It can pick up 12 languages. And they used to teach so many arts, so many skills, so many vocational trainings. So in a very meditative approach, in a very skillful way, mindful way, if the mind is taught so many things, the mind can pick up, the mind can learn. But in the environment of competition, in the environment of clumsiness and conflict, if you teach even 2, 3 subjects, the mind will start getting a lot of confusion, lot of conflict, lot of worry, tension, stress. So to bring that conduciveness, to bring that right ambience in the learning situation, in the learning environment, meditativeness, mindfulness, meditation is the master key. That only can bring that conduciveness in any learning environment. That kind of ambience you have to bring into. So in many institutions where we started this, we teach this meditation. After each and every hour, some 5 minutes, they have to calm down their mind. They have to empty their mind and they should be ready for the next question or next class or the next subject. Now, after maths class, the mind is like, say, completely empty with meditation. Then the next period is science period. Then they will be more alert, they will be more receptive, they will be more enthusiastic to learn the science subject. There will be no conflict in the ideas, conflict in the subject matter. So that kind of that kind of ambience can be created in the mind first, by calming the mind, by settling the mind, by clearing the mind. Then the mind will be ready for the next subject. So in that way, the mind will be so enthusiastic and eager to learn so many subjects. When you bring in this meditation or unlearning or emptying the mind in between these different periods, if not after all the periods, at least once in the morning, once in the evening, if this meditativeness, if you can teach mindfulness, you can teach, then you can handle not only the stress, you can increase that learning efficiency, learning ability. And again, there should be a lot of this confidence levels also one should build. That's what we are going to teach in this third component of the mind, that is the doing mind. How to bring in the confidence levels among the students, again through some meditations. Again, that will keep them in the right confidence levels. When the confidence is lost, then stress automatically it will fill in the mind. If the right confidence is there, again there will be no stress. If the right awareness, right mindfulness is there, again there is no stress. A lot of compassion, a lot of appreciation, a lot of loving kindness, friendliness, these right feelings are there in the mind. Again there will be no stress. And there is a lot of competition, anger, comparison. If these things are there in the mind, which are not handled with these positive emotions like loving kindness, compassion, friendliness, appreciation, if these things are not trained in the mind, again the mind will enter into this lot of stress. And there is no clarity in the mind what they want to become, what is their goal and how to reach that goal, what is the path to reach that goal. If that clarity is not there, again the mind will fall into a lot of stress levels, higher stress. So in that way, all these four components of the mind that I explained, and through the different meditation techniques, through these right, wholesome, integrated, positive techniques, you can fix these so-called stress levels. So in that way, you should understand the importance of meditation in handling stress. Okay? Is that okay? Rabia. So any other question? Yeah. So those who have joined from their houses, they can hear this, or they too have some problem with the mic or with the sound system. This echo problem is there only in the office, but in your houses I don't think there is any problem. You could hear this properly, isn't it? Madhuri Patil, yes. Okay, any other question? Or what are the other things that you teach as counselors? What is the major problem that you come across when you are in your educational institution or when you are working with the students? What are the major problems that you can share with me? What are the issues, the common issues among the youngsters, so that they are facing some problem in learning, problem in their mental health? What is the most severe problem that you have gone through, that you are coming across when you are counseling, that you can share with me?
Counselors can unmute themselves and state their questions.
This English or Hindi or any language you can communicate, you can interact. Hindi is better or English is better? Or maybe a combination of both, Hindi and English. If you have anything to ask, of course, one of you asked about the stress among the students. What kind of stress they are facing? Stress is because of so many reasons. What kind of stress? What is the prime reason for the stress among the students? Emotional dysregulation. That is the main reason for the stress among the students. We face issues like suicidal ideation, panic attacks, or even anxiety. Phone addiction, of course. Phone addiction is one big problem among the youngsters. Guruji, many student issues that is observed as a counselor is due to dysfunctional families. Yeah, problem in the families also will lead to stress among the students. With separation and divorces so common, how this can be dealt with meditation? Yeah, there is difficulty in managing the anger. There are so many anger issues among the youngsters. Guruji, now students are having exam anxiety. Yeah, this is also a major problem. How can we help? Yeah, anxiety because of the exam, because of the results. See, the anxiety comes when you are so much bothered about the result. But we should make them to enjoy that very process itself, very learning itself. When something is learned happily, then remembering that particular thing also becomes a happy process. Joyfully you can remember. When you are learning something joyfully, then recollecting that subject joyfully when you are writing exam and joyfully writing down that particular thing that you have learned, that happens. Then there is no question of anxiety. When you are learning something with difficulty, with force, with stress, with anxiety, then recollecting and writing the same thing in the exam, that also becomes stressful. That is what is anxiety. That's why when the learning process is joyful, then there is enthusiasm, when there is eagerness, when there is inquisitiveness and enthusiasm while learning, then definitely such students will not have this anxiety of the exam. But exam anxiety will definitely not be there. That mode of learning everything joyfully, that kind of environment one should create. First in the mind of the student, then of course in the particular education institution also. That's why this is required for the teachers also. This training program is required for the teachers also, because teachers should learn this art of teaching. Then when the teaching becomes like very stressful, then learning also becomes stressful. So all this mind management or this right view meditation approach is to handle the mind from these all four dimensions, four angles. Your confidence levels are high, then you learn the things with lot of ease and lot of enthusiasm. When you have a lot of compassion and friendliness, again you can learn the things with lot of joy and lot of happiness. When your mind is full of clarity, what is the purpose of life, what is your goal in the life, again you can learn the things with lot of happiness and joy. When your mind is full of awareness, full of alertness, then also you can learn the things with lot of joy and happiness. When this action is full of joy and happiness, then the result also, recollecting it also, remembering it also, and thereby writing writing down this information in your examination, during your examination, that also becomes joyful. तो इसलिए जो खुशी से जो सीखता है वो खुशी से एग्जाम में लिख सकता है, इसलिए वो सही तरीका से सही माइंड सेट से सीखने का वो लर्निंग एम्बियंस, लर्निंग एनवायरनमेंट रेडी करने के लिए पहले माइंड में वो कंपटीशन मोड और डिफिकल्टी मोड, मैथमेटिक्स इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट. In that way, that kind of difficulty we should not put into the minds of the students. We should show the beauty in that subject, whatever may be the subject. Chemistry, it's like a magic. If you bring in two liquids, which is one blue color, one red color, if you just mix them, then you will get one green color liquid. History is like a story. Ashoka history or history of Shivaji. It's like a story. If we can just make history as a story, then everybody will connect to stories and history becomes a very fascinating subject. So in that way, each subject has its own beauty, has its uniqueness. We should show the beauty and uniqueness in each and every subject. Then learning becomes a very joyful activity. When something is learned with joy, then remembering it becomes very easy. So if you have watched some movie very joyfully, then you can remember it for 10 years, 15 years also. But when some subject is learned with some difficulty, with some force, then you are bound to forget it. When you are learning something with happiness, you are bound to remember it for years and years. So in that way, you have to create that interest levels by showing the speciality, uniqueness, the beauty in each and every subject. That is what is the duty of these educationists. Even the teachers, they should not project their subject as a tough subject, difficult subject. Mathematics is very difficult, you have to work hard, means some resistance in the mind will start. Acceptance levels will fall down, receptivity will fall down. They can't learn the things joyfully or easily. When you learn things with ease and joy, then only you can remember it for longer time. Then only you don't feel any difficulty in writing down also during the exam time. Environment should become a joyful environment. Again, for that, this meditation techniques, this handling the four faculties of the mind, through all these different meditations will make the student to appreciate all the subjects, to see the beauty, uniqueness in all the subjects, and then he will learn the things very easily and very joyfully. Then there will be no exam tension or exam anxiety. So in that way, of course, I can give some tips now, but actual learning happens, that changing the mindset happens through these meditation techniques. When they learn these meditations correctly in a course and when they start practicing it every day, then you can start experiencing, start noting, start observing how this is helping the student who is finding it very difficult to learn mathematics. Now how easily he is learning mathematics. That you will start noticing. It should happen in a systematic way. So to achieve that systematic training, one has to go through this 16 hours basic course. Namaste Guruji. Yeah, exam anxiety is over. Next question, Noela Fernandez. Guruji, even relationship issues are very common. Yeah. Now, see, they're all ephemeral nowadays. They're very flexible. That's how the present world is. No relation is permanent or strong. Even as somebody mentioned, the divorces in the family, separation and divorces in the family. So that depending on oneself for their happiness, for their success, that also one should teach. Again, the meditation is the approach. We can't depend on the social life or the family life now. The world is becoming more and more individualistic. Mother is in one place, father is doing something else in some other place. Children are in different places. Even those individual families, nuclear families also, they are disappearing, and we are becoming more and more individuals now. Earlier there were joint families, then the nuclear families. Now we are becoming individuals. So we have to derive happiness, we have to derive peace of mind, health, everything by ourselves. Again, we have to go inwards through meditation. So in this situation now, again the meditation comes into picture, comes to our rescue. There, these relationship issues and all, you can easily let go. If you have some relationship issues, you can let go, and you can derive happiness from yourself through meditation. So in that way, meditation will address this issue of difficult relationship issues also. Then Raj BN. Namaste Guruji, how are relations about spirituality, religion and mental health? Yeah, again, if the spirituality and religion, if it is too excessive, too fanatic, then it leads to a lot of mental health issues. You have to use it to that extent. It should give some kind of solace. If you use it too much and if you become too fanatic about the so-called spirituality or religion, then it will create a lot of friction in the mind. That's why this approach is not actually a religious approach. That's what I was telling you in the beginning itself. This is a mind-centered approach. It's all about understanding one's own mind. Mano pubbangama dhamma. Everything arises from the mind. Happiness or suffering, it arises from the mind itself. Success or failure, it arises from the mind itself. Health or sickness arises from the mind itself. Stress or freeness in the mind, it's again in the mind itself. That's why understanding the mind, the four faculties of the mind, and developing these four faculties, fixing the negativities in these four faculties with the positivities in these four faculties, that's what is the focus here. If there is some religion, then believing this or believing that, no, I believe only this, no, I don't believe this, then the clashes will start, conflict will start. In your house, it is giving you some kind of solace, some kind of peace of mind, it's okay. But finally it's your own mind. After all true religions, they address with the mind only. They emphasize the mind only. All your karma niyama, law of cause and effect, all these things, it's all about mind only. If you do good, you will get good. Good begets good, bad begets bad. What is good? What is the cause for good? What is bad? What is the cause for bad? All this is about understanding one's own mind only. So in that way, anything too much is poison, even if it is spirituality or religion. Everything should be under some balance, under some control, under some moderation. If it expands beyond some limit, then even religion becomes a poison. If it is uncontrolled, if it becomes very fanatic. In that way I can relate religion with mental health. To some extent it will definitely help. The spirituality and religion will help in mental health. But if it becomes too adamant, too rigid, too blind, if it becomes a blind faith, then you will aggravate your mental health issues. You will create more problem to your mind. So that's why directly approaching the mind through the mind, that is what is this approach. That is more authoritative, that is more perfect approach, right approach. That's what is my understanding. Lurida Parado. Guruji, how to increase students' interest in meditation and mindfulness? They have a shorter attention span and are mostly distracted. Yeah. The question is how to develop interest in this meditation and mindfulness. The very first thing, they may not be having interest in mindfulness and meditation. And how to motivate them for this mindfulness and meditation? By giving the different benefits of this, especially for the students, how it helps them. After all, everybody will look for the benefits, the right results. So if they are convinced with the benefits of this, then they are motivated. Then when they plunge into this action, when they start practicing, learning these techniques, and when they start deriving the benefits, then definitely they develop more liking to this, and they keep practicing this every day, and again they keep on deriving the benefits from this. So in that way, you can motivate them. There are 150 benefits of meditation in different aspects, in different dimensions of the life. And nearly some 40 to 50 benefits are there for students also. If all those things are correctly explained, then they will get interest and motivation to learn meditation. Then they can learn meditation and keep practicing and keep deriving the benefits. Yeah, shorter attention span, but attention deficit, that will be fixed, that can be fixed slowly, step by step, systematically if we teach them meditation. Because in all meditation, the mind will develop that patience to be aware, to be in the present object, however unexciting it may be, like being with the breaths. Being with the breaths, all these breaths, bare breaths, they're not at all exciting. But still that very settling of the mind becomes more equanimous. From that equanimous mind only one will derive true happiness, very superior happiness. If they start deriving that superior happiness, then their attention deficit or that span of attention, they will not bother. They can sit maybe hours and hours also. If they start noting the taste of meditation, taste of calming the mind, taste of the true happiness from the calm mind, if they start noting it, start deriving it, then meditation becomes a fun for them. It becomes a joyful activity for them. I have seen. We started working with even the infants also. I have seen some infants, forget about the students, high school students and all. If they start deriving some that joy, that taste in meditation, then they can observe the breaths far better than the adults, far better than the grown-up people. So that way, your duty is to make them to taste this happiness of meditation, the stillness of mind, and thereby how the mind becomes stronger, how the mind becomes more sensitive, how the mind becomes more sharp, more stable. All these qualities, when they start testing, then automatically this short span of attention and all these things, they will go away. All these are, like say, very superficial things. That those the things can be cleansed with this art of meditation. Rajal B. Chodankar. Pranam Guruji. As you asked earlier about the problems, since there is a lot of increase in usage of phone, students are very much anxious, curiosity levels are high, can't take rejections, yes, they can't take rejections, are socially aloof, and their mental capacity to focus on any productive thing has decreased, and it becomes a challenge for us to work on their concentration skills. How do we try to get them focused with meditation? Yeah, socially aloof. That's what I was telling. The world is becoming individualistic now. Earlier it was joint families, then the nuclear families. Now people try to learn, they want to be individuals. They want to seclude themselves. They want to be aloof and alone. Because through these mobiles only they can be with the whole world. Is it not? The whole world is in their hand. So that's why they don't care for the people around them. But after some time, even these mobiles and even the thrill, the excitement, the temptation that they get in the mobiles, they will that will also decrease, and people will start understanding. They have already started understanding the problems in this aloofness, or by being with these mobiles in the name of aloofness. But meditation is also a kind of aloofness. That joy, that happiness the people will get, or the students get in meditation, if that is superior than the joy or the temptation or the excitement that they are deriving while they are going through the mobile, this joy in the meditation itself is more superior. If that taste, if they could derive, if they can understand, then automatically they will simply start ignoring all this tempting happiness or this exciting happiness. Of course, overnight it is not possible. Slowly it has to be like introduced. But it requires skillful teaching, skillful training, and collective efforts also. The whole system should take initiative. That's why when our coordinators they told me now the entire corporation, the whole state, now it is taking that initiative. So we should definitely help them. So in that way, when they requested me, I agreed because the entire setup, if they are showing interest, then it is easy to transform the lives, to transform the minds. If it is only one person, one teacher, one institution, then it is difficult. When the whole system, it takes initiative that we should work on this, we should help to introduce these more superior mindfulness techniques or these meditative techniques which will help in fixing a lot of issues that are faced by the students, like this, this distraction from the mobile, or so many other things that you have mentioned. You can't completely completely change that attitude. Slowly, step by step. See, when some person is addicted to some kind of inferior happiness, first we should show him the superior happiness. Then slowly he can step back from that inferior happiness to superior happiness. So that's what is the role of a counselor or a good parent or a good teacher, and even a social worker or a spiritual worker like me also. You should show how inferior the happiness that they are plunged in and how superior is the happiness that we are going to introduce. If that clarity if they get, then automatically they will start learning these different mindfulness techniques, meditative techniques, or these confidence building techniques. Definitely, these things are far superior, even to give them the true joy, true happiness. When they see the true happiness here, then definitely they will give up all that nonsense happiness that they are going to derive in the mobiles or in this so-called social media or whatever nonsense. To some extent, if they want to indulge in that, it's okay. But we should give them the alternatives also, the alternative happiness, alternative joy in the form of these meditations, mindfulness techniques, confidence building techniques, the mind strengthening techniques, the mind sensitizing techniques. These techniques, if they can see some beauty, some charm, some joy, then automatically they can shed off their addiction to some inferior happiness. Yes, Freskela. Guruji, students have low self-confidence. Yeah, that's so low self-esteem, self-confidence. It's because of, again, too much competition. So again, as I was telling in our courses, we have this third component of the mind, and the different techniques that deal with this third component of the mind are about building that self-esteem, self-confidence. Each individual is unique. One has to dig into one's own abilities, not comparing with others. You start comparing with others, either as inferior or as superior or as equal, then your inner abilities, your true inner abilities, they will take backseat. Then you lose your self-esteem, then you lose your self-confidence. How to make an individual an original person, an original being. That's what is this confidence building techniques. That also in a systematic way we should teach, then automatically their confidence levels will build up. That is very much required. Confidence leads to so many other learning skills like concentration, memory, enthusiasm in learning, joy in learning, ease in learning. So without confidence, all these things will, like say, they will not flourish in the mind. They will lack attention, they will lack concentration. So confidence is also very important. That we will teach in this training program, in this basic course. in the third faculty of the mind. When we are working with the third faculty of the mind, the aspects of confidence will come. Vaishnavi Joshi, Rajal B, thank you, Pranam Guruji. Vaishnav Joshi, Guruji, Namaste. Students complain of not being able to concentrate on their studies. How can meditation be helpful for them? Yeah. See, concentration is again a training. What is the meaning of concentration? So other distracting thoughts or ideas are coming in the mind. You should learn how to let go them. And you should give importance to what you are studying. That is what is concentration, right? So the mind should note or find out why they are studying, which subject they are studying, and why they are studying, in what way it is useful. That the mind should comprehend. And then it should derive the joy by thoroughly surrendering to that subject, completely giving oneself to that subject, the topic that they are going through. So completely accepting that subject, this is the best thing that I am doing, then automatically concentration comes. Actually, once one king, they say, there is a story, he wanted to know what is the best time to do the best thing and who is the best person to perform that best thing. So 3 questions arose in his mind. What is the best thing to do? Who is the best person to work with? What is the best time to do that best thing? These are the 3 questions arose in the mind of that king. And he posed this question to many people, and many people gave so many answers, but none of them satisfied this king. Then one wise person, he encountered one wise person, this king. Then the wise person said, the best thing to do is to communicate with me, interact with me, ask these different questions with me. This is the best thing. The best person is me to work with or to ask or to work with. It is me. And the best time is now. That's what that wise person answered this king. So what does it mean? To give importance, to give priority to whatever you are doing as the best thing. This teacher is the best thing, or this subject is the best thing that I am learning. This is the best time. So in that way, giving that importance to whatever you are doing, that presence of mind, you will develop the presence of mind when you give importance to that particular task or particular subject that you are going through. Then that will hook your mind to that present work, present study. That's what is concentration. When you have a lot of interest in what you are doing, all your energy is there in what you are doing, by giving priority to that work, then automatically mind will be there in that particular task, particular subject, particular study. And that is what is concentration. When the mind is free from so many other tempting things or obsessive things or distracting things in the mind, because the mind jumps in pursuit of happiness. But that happiness is there in what I am doing now, in the subject that I am studying. Being in the present moment is the best happiness. If that is realized, that one can realize in the meditation. Meditation is all about being in the present moment. So in that present moment awareness, present moment being, when a person realizes the happiness, the best happiness, then he will apply the same thing in his studies also. He will be in the present moment of whatever subject that he is studying, then automatically mind is completely focused on that particular subject only, particular topic only. And that is what is concentration. That is what is the training that happens in meditation. Meditation is all about actually joyfully, skillfully developing the concentration only. Concentration means like all the mental energy is on one particular aspect. That's what you are going to do in meditation also. And then if you are realizing the best happiness is there in the concentration also, then you don't say, will not be distracted. You can concentrate on any subject because that very concentration gives me happiness. If that realization happens, then definitely you can achieve the best concentration also in all the subjects. So, in a nutshell, so the answer to your question is, meditation is the training for concentration. When students learn meditation, then they become definitely more concentrated or more attentive in learning, in focusing their minds on the subjects. Then definitely concentration leads to more memory also. Higher concentration leads to superior memory also. And then they can recollect the things. That's how they can have more confidence also. So in that way, meditation is very much related to concentration. Okay. Students have issues like self-discipline. Can this be dealt through meditation? Of course. Self-discipline means like prioritizing the life, which is first, which is second. All that clarity. Clarity is very essential. Then automatically self-discipline comes. So through meditativeness, people will get clarity, and that's how they can become more disciplined also. Shreya Borkar. Pranam Guruji, is meditation suitable for everyone? Can someone going through chronic conditions such as anxiety, depression practice meditation? Yeah, this is a good question. Of course, meditation is suitable for everyone, but what meditation that matters. People, some meditations which are suitable for specialized meditations, we have to start from those specialized meditations. Then slowly they can be pulled to the common meditations also, the general meditations also. Definitely meditations, different kinds of meditations. As I was telling you in the beginning itself, some 16 meditations we teach in this basic course. Definitely these 16 meditations will take care of all kinds of temperaments, all kinds of mindsets, whether they have some chronic mental issues or such people also, these 16 meditations, they are suitable, and one need not be scared of these meditations. However chronic may be there, they thank you, Guruji. Raj P. Namaste, Guruji. How can I cultivate compassion and kindness in my interaction with others? Yes, compassion and kindness and this appreciativeness, friendliness, these are again some wholesome qualities of the mind. They come under the second component of the mind. Again, there is a systematic training for that. That we will teach. We call it as the Brahma Viharas, or this Metta Karuna Mutta. In English, we can say this loving kindness meditation, compassion meditation, appreciative joy, mudita meditation. Again, in a skillful, systematic way, if you learn these things, then definitely you'll become more compassionate, you'll become more kindful in dealing with others. Then you can achieve that win-win situation. Good for you, good for others, you can achieve that. There is a systematic way of cultivating these qualities through these different meditations. Okay, I think this much is enough. Now maybe the organizers can conclude.
Ram Guruji.
Sab Sukhivant. Frida
I'm
progress.
sure, like me, most of us are enlightened on the intricacies of the mind, importance of meditation, the unlearning process for better learning. Now that we have come to an end of such an enriching program, I would request Stephanie Fernandez to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Namaste, Guruji. There is a saying, God has two dwellings, one in heaven and the other in a thankful heart. Just a thank you is a mighty powerful prayer. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. We have amidst us an eminent personality who deserves our gratitude in abundance. It is none other than Venerable Guruji. Venerable Guruji is throbbing with joy in service. and a great vision for a peaceful future for mankind. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure for all of us to be addressed by such a mighty personality. Guruji, we feel truly blessed to be a part of this session. I believe and pray that all who were a part of this session will transform our lives and work to achieve health, happiness, and peace of mind. I thank Venerable Guruji for teaching us the path of achieving a calm, composed, alert, and an active mind so as to bring peace in our lives. My sincere thanks to our chairman, Sir Govind Parvatkar, for having such a wonderful program for us. May God bless you abundantly. I'd also like to thank our general manager, Sir Brijesh, for being present. Finally, my gratitude goes out to the team of Center for Right View Meditation for their dedicated efforts. And last but not the least, a big thank you and a word of gratitude to our dynamic coordinator for coordinating this event with all the participants and working for a successful event. Thank you.
Fine. Sadhu, sadhu. So we'll conclude with one small chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te sukhi bhaveyan nidukko aham nicha aham viya ida chame sukhi hontu majjata chatavedino imam higammante dhamme satta hontu sukhi sada tato paramchara jesu chakkavale sujantano. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Sukhi hontu, mangal ho. May all of you be happy, healthy and peaceful. May all beings also be happy, healthy and peaceful. Sukhi hontu, mangal ho.
Thank you, Frida, and a team of GEDC and all the counselors. We'll see you soon. Okay, we are ending the session now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.